Now the next topic we are going to learn is pair. Now what is pair? Pair is a way of storing two composite or primitive data types that may be similar or different. For example, I want to store two integers together. Of course, we can do it by array. But what if I want to do? I want to store what if I want to store integer and string together? Right? We don't have such a data type which will store two different data types together. Of course, we have list in Python, but not in C++. Right? So to store two different or similar data type, they may be composite or primitive. Together, we use pair. Now, one advantage of this pair is that in C++, you can't return two values at a time in a function. Again, it is possible in Python, but not in C++. So to return two values from a function, we can use this pair. So for example, I want to return a name or a string and integer. I can return this pair, right? Okay. Now, yes, this is we can nest this pair as much as we can, but it is not useful. It's not that much useful by nesting this pair, and even it would be very confusing for you to use. Right. Now, how can you access these elements of pair? Okay. Yeah. You can access this element by using dot first and dot second. Right. For example, if this is a pair of string comma int, welcome is a string and 2022 is a integer. Now, by writing cout or by printing p dot first and p dot second, you are going to print welcome and 2022 separately. So basically, you can access these elements individually by writing p dot first and p dot second. We can also have a code. We can just write a simple code for this so that it would be very clear to understand. Right, and even you can change their values as well, right? Basically, you're accessing, so you can anytime change their values. For example, if I want to write p dot first as goodbye and p dot second as 2021, right? And again, if I am printing this is now going to print goodbye 2021, right? Just break the line. Let's see the code. Let's see the output. Yes, as expected, it first printed welcome 2022 and then goodbye 2021. Now, another advantage I would like to tell you about this pair is that, let's suppose there is one teacher and he wants to sort their students based on their marks. So, for example, then how can he do that? And also, he wants to have their names as well, right? So to do that, we can have a vector of pair of string. Right, we can have a vector of pair of string in which the first argument is integer and the second argument is string. So this is that vector. For example, now he can just sort. He can just write sort v dot begin that we learned just. And then just I can just print their values so that you can see it. I will just print the first part. Now see, since it is vector, we are accessing the ith element at first. Each ith element is a pair, so we are accessing the second of that ith element, right? So basically, I am accessing the name first and then their marks, right? So I am accessing the ith element and then first part of the each pair, right? So if I'll print this, yes, so it has printed the names according to their marks obtained in exam. Now you can see here there are two students having same marks, right? Now I will just in short tell you how this sort function is going to work here for sorting the pair, right? So basically what it will do, it will first check out the first values of each pair, and it will use the same algorithm like we saw, and it will sort according to this first value. And in case the first values are similar, it will go for the second value, and it will check which one is smaller. For example, Manish is smaller, lexicographically smaller than Shivam. So it will so in the output we will see this student will be having, this student will be above than this student, right? If I'll show you the output again, both were having same marks 65, but this name is coming first then this name, because the lexicographically in order this Manish should be coming first then this Shivam, right? So this is how the sorting algorithm will be working in this pair. So that's all. Yes, that's all for this video. In next video we will be covering about set, functions of set, and map, and even and also we will just give a short guide about the advanced data structures. So that's all I have with me today. So thank you, and do practice this and do visit this link so that so that you will get more exposure to this STL, and do practice this a lot. That's all. Thank you.